How often do you see startup founders having to pivot in their journey within the first few years from what they start out with, the vision that they start out with, to where they are, say, 3 years later? Is this very common, or is it just me?
It's incredibly common. It's incredibly common. And it's the whole idea is that you got to get out there and talk to customers. And I still feel funny saying that, talk to customers, because they're not your customers yet. They're people who could become your customers. And when you're not yet sure what your business model is, you could be talking directly to individuals or you could be talking to businesses. And that's where things just get hairy. So with Techstars, we have our Mentor Madness period at the beginning of every Techstars program. And the whole idea is that you put everybody through the grinder. And what generally tends to happen is that when you spend 20 minutes explaining your business, or actually it's 3 minutes explaining your business, and then 17 minutes of trying to find a match with that mentor. And you're explaining that to, and you're having that conversation, 40, 50 times over the course of 2 weeks, that you're either going to come out of that with, well, your assumptions have been confirmed and you're going in the right direction, or it's like, wait a second, that's not going to work. And you go back to the drawing board. And we see that happen at companies that come into Techstars, is that we really like them as founders, but you then put them in front of a bunch of experts, a bunch of people that would either perhaps invest in the business or just help them as mentors. And if it's not clear on what it is that they're doing and how they're going to sell it, you go back to the drawing board and you say, what is the problem I'm trying to solve? Who am I trying to solve that for? How big is that market? And can I go talk to at least 30 people if it's B2B, business to business, or 100 people if it's B2C, business to customer or to consumer? And you collect tons of data. And generally, by the time you get 60% of the way through, you figure out, okay, I know what this customer group's main needs are. And you then, well, the word pivot is thrown around so much, but you then decide, well, we're going to go in a new direction. And if you can figure that out in the first 3 to 6 months of your life as a business, or even in the first year, that's good. If you build something and get it to market, and then you realize that, Jesus, this revenue figure just isn't going the direction we need it to, come up with a great problem to solve, but can we get people to buy it? That is where I see companies in, like you said, in the first 2, 3 years of their life, 4, 5, 6 times they're changing direction. And it's, the ones that are changing direction, that that they're going to go through brick walls to get themselves into position with their business so that it's successful.